God wasn't her, and your face looked at me like we would have issues.
No, so my immediate thought, no cap, was if God was a her, he wouldn't have did Eve like that.
It would have been worse.
Nah, I don't think it would have. I think he'd, you know what I'm saying? He'd have let her slide, or she'd have let her slide. I don't think it'd have been that bad.
He should have let motherfucking
He should have let Adam slide.
Adam slide.
Yo, you seen the shit where they was like, Adam really did it and blamed it on her and tricked God, and then you ever seen that take on it?
But if you really, the other take I just got done.
So the God is what they said.
Listen,
It was like,
take
Adam like manipulated her or some shit, told her we was gonna be fine, and she did the shit thinking that it was okay, and then Adam fucked the world up. It was basically feminists blaming the shit on men.
He hit her with the okie.
On the other side of that, they're saying that if you really look at it, that Adam was the one that was punished because he already known there was one rule: don't eat off the tree. Feel what I'm saying to you? Mm-hmm. And with that being said, he knew that prior to Eve and never told Eve and still allowed her to do it. So there's one theory that's saying that he punished.
So they saying that he ain't tell her? That's lies.
They saying
God told both of them.
They saying no. They saying he only told.
Yeah, you're right. People saying that God only told Adam and he didn't tell her.
Yes,
that's lies.
You think he told them both?
Lies. He told them both.
When she bit the fruit is when she found out.
Huh? The reason she bit the fruit is because the snake persuaded her to do it, but she knew.
But the devil only gives suggestions.
Either way, nigga,
so
she knew.
You still made a choice, and Adam knew not to knew before she knew that she shouldn't make that choice.
Nigga, if God told both of you motherfuckers not to do something, right? And then a snake come in and tell you to do it anyway, right? How the fuck is that my fault that you did it?
Talk to me. They made the choice. She made the choice to bite the apple, but she was still told.
Let me ask this question.
The only reason your argument works is because you're going off of the fact that, or not the fact, but you're going off the notion that Adam didn't tell her not to do it originally. Not to do it. And she was told not to do it.
Time out. What I'm saying to you, though, is
the snake said God is lying to you. He's keeping stuff from you, and he's not gonna let you see the real world. She was told.
But also, it also comes from a stem of looking at it like Adam, you greedy as fuck. Because if you knew, you should have told her both y'all would be good. The only reason.
Son, how the fuck this keep getting spun back on Adam?
I'm not. Listen.
I don't understand you right now.
Like Adam. He don't like Adam. That's it. He like fuck that.
He like but still, if Adam didn't do what he did,
let me do this real quick.
How you spin it back on that nigga?
Shout out my sister and shout out my
I need to understand
my bonus sister Vera. This is how crazy it is.
I need to understand this.
Yesterday, my sister is finding her way. Shout out Ash Bone. Happy birthday to my sister too.
More life.
More
fucking.
Happy birthday, Ash. You young as fuck. I ain't gonna tell you what my Snapchat said.
Hilarious.
But you young as shit.
I almost
Shout
wanted
out
to
my
fight
sister. First off, in saying that, you know what? I'm gonna give her a slight segment. My girl been through everything, man. If you know her story, we ain't got to go through it. I feel like we do it all the time. But she has had to fight for her life literally since she was a child. She beat that. And she is an amazing mother, always working on herself, always trying to find herself spiritually. And you don't really see her; she be low, but she always cares about those that.
But when she pop out and show niggas,
she pop out and show niggas. You know what I'm saying? So again, happy birthday to Ash Bone, aka Ash, aka Big Sis, aka my first best friend. You heard? But speaking of them, we go out whatever on the way back. My sister feel like she wanna, because I have had. Let me say this: I have had a difficult relationship with, I would say, the Lord. I would say that I am a practical person, so when I hear stories that come from the book, I'm like, ain't no way certain things happen, but I am starting to learn in my growth that is not necessarily taking the stories that come from the book and looking at them as the truth,
don't take it at face value,
but take it as the story that, and what do you learn from the lesson?
Right.
In doing so, that's kind of opened my eyes to a little bit. So in saying that to you, what I do know, which is very little, because I'm starting to kind of figure that out now, right? Is where. So let me premise me saying the Adam thing coming from the first couple things that I'm starting to actually absorb myself, allowing myself to kind of hear it differently. Does that make sense?
Right.
But so now I ain't fully against them. There might be next week when I'm reading them. You know what I'm saying? I might get another section.
Oh shit.
But the other thing that was dope was I told my sister, and it's funny that we on this topic, but we can stay here for a second, is the way she explained, like the way you talking, I could absorb that. Like, you know how like you go to school and they always tell you like people learn differently, visually, audibly,
right.
or you can read to them. Some people can take lectures. Some people need action or active.
Like I'm a visual learner.
Yeah,
I got
me too.
shit.
So when the way my sister talks to me made it easier for me, more palatable for me to understand what I was supposed to do with what was being said. And she talking to me just like it was like, yo, no bullshit. Ash was like, hey, yo, listen, let me tell you about a nigga named Moses, bro. Yo, this nigga Ash, stone cold gangster. Yo, God told this nigga to go tell them this. I'm like, yo, what Ash? She like, yo, this nigga. I'm like, yo. So when she talking to me, as much as it's like not in the most traditional way to tell it,
you got
sometimes it's about. Sometimes it ain't about being traditional. Sometimes it's about making.
I mean,
sure
keep it real. Moses was the first
nigga.
nigga to strong arm a nigga.
That's what I'm saying.
He was picking up what she was putting down.
You know what I'm saying?
He was the first nigga to strong arm a nigga.
And then the other thing that was like mad bug. This is crazy we got here because I definitely was not even.
God told that nigga, hey yo, go tell that nigga run that.
But yo,
Ramesses,
and
run
then
that.
what's crazy is she started telling me about the story of Cain and Abel, which I've heard before, right? But then then I also told her like I'm a visual learner too, so I like film a lot. If you look at a lot of films, a lot of their storylines follow a lot of the storylines or stories or messages that you're supposed to learn or you end up learning when you follow the book. So when you look at like fucking Nino Brown and shit and Cain and Abel, if you look at that entire story, that story's playing out in front of your face.
Okay.
You got fucking Nino and Gino. Nino's the man. Gino's right under him. Gino gets a little jealous, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't become his keeper, doing foul shit, falling off. And honestly, even up to the literal point of at the end of the movie, them niggas looking at each other like, am I my brother's keeper? It gives you the story of Cain and Abel right there in a way that I didn't even know that that's what it was.